Bonjour, my name is David DeVere. I'm a wine educator and traveler, and you're watching Savvy Nomad TV, the eau de vie edition. This is day one, sort of the 12 Festive Cheeses Advent box. I'm just a sucker for these kind of things. I think if my parents would have bought me more Advent boxes, I wouldn't have to buy them as adults. However, I don't want the chocolate ones. I do like chocolate. I like the wine and cheese boxes. I mean, it's in my wheelhouse, as people say. So this is 12 days of cheeses. I already done 2 days of wine from the 24-day Advent box. This is 12, so now the first cheese I'm going to pair. Isn't you see the symmetry? I'm going to pair the first two wines with the first cheese. I don't know what the cheese is. The wines are random, the cheeses are random. It's crazy fun random. Okay, well, let's open this up and see what cheese number one is. I shouldn't blame my parents. They did buy me advent calendars. I don't know what I'm talking about. Keep refrigerated. This has been in the refrigerator for like 2 months. Oh my gosh, I just broke my glasses. I hope I don't have to read something because those tiny little screws. Oh. Just a minute. Well, you know, cheap reader glasses from Walgreens. Hey, whatever. This show must go on. Let's go. Let's get some cheese. Here's number one, I think, is up here. Yep, that's the perforation. Okay, number one. What do we get? Where is it even? I don't even... It's empty! Oh, wait, it slid. Oh boy. I can already tell this isn't going to go well. What if I'm not in the right spot for number one? Oh, that's number 6. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Number 1 is missing. Oh dear. I'm going to have to open it up like this. Okay, let's see if I can put the calendar back together. All right, well, there's all the cheeses. This says number 5. Oh, packaging problems. This is 6 months aged, 5 months aged. I don't actually know which one's supposed to be number 1. It could be the Iberico or the Manchego. Okay, well, I guess I'll just... This one, Iberico. Okay, well, this goes back in here, and I'm going to put this all back together. Do I have 12 cheeses in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, well, there you go. If your number 1 cheese was in here, and you're doing this also, could you tell me which one was number 1? Because obviously, I randomized it. Well, we're off to a swimming start here. Okay, so my number 1, after, oh dear, 5 months aged, Iberico, festive with quince paste, hamon jamon for my Spanish-speaking friends, and toasted almonds. Its type of milk is cow, goat, sheep. Really? There's 3 different types of milk in here? Oh, is that how they regularly make Manchego or Iberico with 3 types of milk? Wow, great. Okay, let's get the wine. Let's open this package. Let's see how they taste. Okay, well, I have opened the package. Here's the cheese. And I'm not a cheese expert. I am a wine expert. I know about wine. I know a lot less about cheese. But here's what I do know about why wine and cheese work together. The concept is fairly simple. In wine, especially red wines like our Bulgarian Cab here, you have a thing called tannins. When you drink the wine, the tannins come into the mouth. The tannins are from the skins of the wine and from the stems and from the seeds. So the tannins come into the mouth. They attach to your saliva proteins. That's mouth lubrication. They come into the mouth, they attach to the saliva, they knock the saliva off your mouth, and you swallow it. Don't worry, you swallow your saliva all the time. And then you notice it feels dry in there. Well, that's the lack of lubrication in your mouth, and now you can notice your tongue and your gums, and it's banging around, and they're sticking to each other. That's tannins. Well, how does cheese work? Or any kind of meaty protein? Well, you put the meaty protein in your mouth, the tannins attach to it instead. This smooths out the cheese, or sorry, smooths out the wine and makes the wine taste better. It can also change nuanced aromas as these two things interact, the aromas of the cheese working with the aromas of the wine, and all of a sudden there's this counterplay, this new sensation, these new flavors that show up in your mouth. It's not just cheese, it's not just wine. If you're eating cheese, and you're not drinking wine with it, there's nothing but more and more and more concentrated fats and proteins in your mouth, and the cheese starts to get dulled in your perception. The wine comes in, knocks all that stuff back down, refreshes the palate, and all of a sudden that cheese is just as good as that first bite. That is not just cheese, but all food and wine pairings. That's the concept. Okay? All right. I'm going to slice up the cheese a little bit, and then I'm going to try our Bulgarian Cab and our Chardonnay. Okay, so I have cut the rind off the cheese. I suppose you can eat it. It's just fermented something weird. All right, so chunk of cheese and wine. So cheese first. This is the best thing on YouTube. You watch someone eat cheese. The cheese is sticky. It's smooth. It's not particularly nuanced. It's just cheese. Now, the Cabernet Sauvignon from Bulgaria. The cheese did smooth out the cab, and there's much more of a cherry flavor in that Cabernet Sauvignon now that I did not get in the initial tasting 2 days ago. I like that. That goes nice together. Now let's see how it tastes with our Italian Chardonnay. I've had another piece of cheese. The Chardonnay has opened up in the glass here. I did the filming of this just before the cheese, and now I'm getting a much more pineapple aroma from the Chardonnay. Not a lot of effect from the cheese and the Chardonnay together. I think the cheese and the Cab go better than the cheese and the Chardonnay, which is interesting to think about. All right. Sarah's waiting in the wings. She wants to try the cheese. She loves cheese. And let's get her opinion on what she thinks.
Hi, I tasted the cheese offline because I'm a slow sniffer and taster. But what I detected is a little bit of a scent like an aged Parmesan or something, but not as strong, so much milder. And then upon eating it, it was very creamy and rich, which was delicious. So I'll try the Cab. Oh, that does bring out the rich fruit flavors in the wine, for sure. Now, I guess I don't want to chew on camera. Okay.
You could just go off camera for a minute and chew. And then I'll just fill this in with extra voiceover. as I stand here with the microphone and people look at our beautiful painting.
So anyhow, well, that cheese is yummy, first of all. And then with the Chardonnay, let's see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily accentuate the goodness that the Chardonnay had before the cheese. So a different type of cheese would be better with this. But still, they're all good. So yay. All right, I got to go to class. Bye.
Well, what Sarah meant is she's a yoga teacher and she's got to go teach a class. Okay, so that's it for our first cheese advent box. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I did. It's kind of wacky. I just went with it. If you did enjoy this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And I'll see you in 2 more days with 2 new wines from the Wine Advent box for another cheese wine pairing. Until then, I say à tout à l'heure and cheers. Oh yeah, that goes nice.